we're going to be seeing a match on stage here. It's the final match of Group 2, and again it's a straight knockout match. The winner goes through to the semi-finals. We please welcome first of all on stage the team of the Republic of Ireland, Caroline Breen, Olive McIntyre and Angela de Ward. Team Ireland! Their opponents, the home nation, please welcome the Netherlands, Floortje van Zanten, Eileen de Graaf, Sharon Prins, Team Netherlands. And also for the last time tonight, two ladies will stay on stage. That's Caroline and Floortje. So please say goodbye for now to Olive, Angela, Eileen and Sharon. And your referee for this final match, Mr. Marco Meyer.
Shall I put it in the middle? We both can drink. The practice darts are underway for the last game of the night. The match between Republic of Ireland and the Netherlands. The deciding one in their pool. We have some Twitter messages all the way from Pyongyang in Asia. Shen Ying, she's enjoying the darts over there. Well, have great fun.
First leg, it's Ireland to throw first. Game on.
So, as our NDB guru Simon Timmins has explained, this is the final match of the evening.
90.
It's winner takes all as far as the group is concerned. Scotland already in first place. So whoever gets through here between the Republic of Ireland and the Netherlands, whoever hits the target of 5 legs first, will feature
15.
in the semi-finals and take on England. Should we build up for that already, or
Promising game.
England, Netherlands could be?
Could be. Should be.
55.
I hope I commentate on at least half of that. I'd probably be refereeing the other half. So, have we had any questions come in on the Twitter feed, Simon?
A question from Welsh Wayne.
85.
What has been the best international side you have ever seen, Riddle Richard?
Well, as far as the England team are concerned, you have to go back to the mid-1980s. I think back then, when you look at the list of names, it's virtually a who's who of world darts. We had the likes of Eric Bristow, John Lowe, Bobby George, Cliff Lazarenko, Dave Whitcomb, Keith Deller,
41.
Bob Anderson, Dave Lee. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Absolutely sensational.
Did you mention Jockey Wilson?
Well, Jockey's Scottish.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
Now, to you, it might all be the same.
Mm-hmm.
To us, it's very, very different. But we can talk about Jockey for as long as you like, Simon.
45.
Scotland's finest, of course. Jockey will be really pleased with what
45.
we've seen today. He'd have loved it. The Scottish ladies really in top form. If I can ask you a question, Simon, what are your views on the selection policy of the 3 Dutch ladies in the first game? I mean, you've got Karen Crappen in the squad, very experienced.
43.
Well, she told me herself that she would like to see these 3 girls get some more experience, and this is a great way to get some experience. It's a very difficult format, and the ladies have to play at their best and have to produce a single leg of excellent darts, and that's very difficult.
Absolutely.
But it's a learning process for all 3 of them,
The Netherlands, you require 111.
and it's very gracious of Karen to step aside.
Yeah, so it is the same 3 Dutch ladies we saw in the first match against Scotland.
41. Ireland, you
But
require
the Republic of
43.
Ireland, it's their chance, first of all, to take the lead. Now, she tried the single 11. We've seen a lot of this today. Going for the single, hitting the treble, leaves double 5. Now, that's a good marker. Could she follow it? No.
No score.
No score.
The Netherlands, you require 70.
Well, Floortje for 70. 20 tops. Oh,
No score.
no score.
What was I saying about hitting the trebles instead of the singles? So back to 43. This time the single 11 goes in, double 16, double 8.
27.
Well, that was so close with the second dart
Netherlands,
there.
you require 70.
Back to 70, Simon.
Yep. 64 left. Ooh.
23. Ireland, you require
Nerves are playing
60.
up here, I think.
So Caroline Breen for a first leg on the board for the Republic of Ireland in this deciding match.
Shot in the first leg for Ireland.
First blood for the Irish.
Yep, a hold of throw. So what we're saying on that subject regarding the 3 girls, I found they were very tentative in their first game. I thought they'd come out all guns blazing and attack it. To me, they looked a little bit nervous.
I think only Sharon produced the dart she can in the first leg. But for Eileen and Floortje, it was difficult.
Yeah.
It was struggling. Yeah. But this is the way you have to learn. And this is the way you have to expose yourself and to your darts on a stage like this.
And such a tough format. And such a tough format with a one leg.
Very tough format,
Yeah.
And
So-
it's played not that much in Holland. So it's for the ladies it's very difficult. But also for the men tomorrow. It's a new thing for them.
Absolutely. The men will be coming up tomorrow bright and early in the morning.
10 o'clock tomorrow
That's what we
morning.
love.
Bright and shining early. Yeah.
You can have a look at a few more questions, Simon, or a few more mentions. Meanwhile, we're looking at Olive McIntyre. Her opponent from the Netherlands, Aileen de Graaf. She's been playing a lot on the 19s today. Let's see where she starts. There we go, down below.
.42.
Well, Eileen has to produce some good darts now, not to go 2 legs behind.
133.
There are 3 good darts.
You'll be getting great support tonight, as always, from the Ladies Darts Organisation, the newly formed LDO.
A question about from our Polish friend, Eric Nieuwlaat. What are your bets for the winners of the 6 Nations darts, ladies and men?
58.
What are your thoughts about it? Will England take all?
From what we've seen so far today, England look in tremendous form, and the key thing for them is there's no weak member of that 4-lady team, whoever they bring in.
And a lot of experience among them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so strong. So it's the natural choice to say the ladies, but Scotland really impressed me.
117.
It's the best I've seen them play in an international match.
All
for
3
some
ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for some time. There wasn't a weak link in that.
No.
In that. Well, all 4, because Lynn Cowan came in the second.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
64.
So
the Netherlands, you require 151.
on form, I'm expecting to see an England-Scotland final. But Sunday will be another day, and whoever gets through this match will want to do some damage, as will Wales, of course.
21.
I don't think the Welsh team have played anything like they can.
No.
They've struggled today from the off. Show some grit at the end there against Northern Ireland.
41. The Netherlands, you require 130.
Well, back to Eileen. Bull.
98.
Smart move. 32 left. And Olive not on an outshot.
38. The Netherlands, you require 32.
To make it 1-all.
Yeah, that's game shot.
First dart.
For the Netherlands.
Great darts from Eileen.
Please welcome on stage for the third leg from Ireland, Angela Ward. From the Netherlands, Sharon Prince.
So to continue that question regarding who we look at as the favourites, we haven't seen the men play yet.
Nope.
On home soil, I wouldn't mind betting that the Netherlands would take the win.
Yeah, we've got a great team this year.
Yeah.
Some new blood, but also really experienced people, although they are competing for about 2-3 years at top level, but they are experienced. And guys like Wesley Harms, they can produce the darts and they can produce the spirit amongst the team.
I think that's the key word. Jacques, Nieuwlaat and I were speaking earlier on about how well the Netherlands have always performed in the World and European Cup, especially in the team event.
Yeah.
And team is the key thing for them. They're behind each other. There's one up there, but it's all for one and one for all. That's how the Dutch come across to me.
Well, that's one thing you can't grab. You can't mention what is happening when a team event is played by the Dutch, but there's always some camaraderie. People want to play with each other. Great atmosphere, and that helps them with their darts. The pressure is off, and they can compete at a very high level. Because when you look at the ranking standings, and you look England and the other countries, well, England should win not by nose lengths, but far ahead.
Well, I think that's maybe half the problem that England face in terms of
82.
motivation and, as you say, team spirit. The English boys are as up for this as any team. The problem they have is when they step on stage, people are already giving them the cup, and that's difficult. The ladies of England have put that to the back of their minds today and just played darts.
Yep.
Great team spirit between the England ladies. If the England men can really pull it together, and I mean together, then they're going to be unbeatable. They've got the Lakeside World Champion in there in great form.
But if the English men's team can get the same atmosphere between them as the Dutch, they are unbeatable. I believe that.
Yeah.
But in the last few years, they
44.
weren't able to get that atmosphere between them. Maybe it will become different in the coming years, I don't know, but we hope they don't get that.
1-1.
You're almost as biased as Niels.
Well, I'm still a Dutchman and still rooting for Dutch players.
Absolutely.
So I'm rooting for Sharon, who's doing well against the darts.
As you say, Sharon, out of the three ladies so far, has seemed the most composed and the most consistent. Showing it again here to illustrate our point.
99.
And Angela a long way behind.
1-1. The Netherlands, you require 120.
Single 20 and tops for
Yeah, that's game shot.
great finish.
For the Netherlands.
Well, you said we had a viewer from Pyongyang. We've just seen a Shanghai. Well done, Sharon Prince.
Please welcome to the stage for the fourth leg. From Ireland, Olive McIntyre. From the Netherlands, Floortje van Zanten.
He's currently asking me about singing on here. We've got a message from Andy Firth asking who I'm going to be singing. That's the least of my priorities at the Six Nations.
Only when the stream is off, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Only in the after party. For now, it's out and out darts.
No singing, just talking at this moment. Well, we've got a question of Helen, and she wants to know, all good players, the Dutch never won it. Why not?
Yeah, now, I think that's the point we were making before.
Yeah.
I don't know why not, because they're good enough to do it, and they've won the team events, four-man team. You only go up to a five-man here.
Yep.
They won the four-man team so many times in the World Cup, 2 or 3 times on the trot. Yep. So the finals of the European Cup as well. So I think it's a case of when rather than if.
I think so, but it's a question to be asked, because we asked it ourselves, because we have such good players, such good team spirit, and why can't they win the Six Nations Cup? It's all about the format, I think. But the last few years, we've got a competition in the Netherlands. It's called the Super League, and in Super League, it's also a game within that to play just one leg, and you have to perform. And well, it's coming up. 85. I think players are more and more getting used to it. At least the men are, I think.
I think something that's already shining through this evening is the profile and attention that the NDB are trying to give the Six Nations tournament. You know, the technology is here this evening. We're streaming and obviously commentating online. We're really trying to promote things on Twitter. We've even got technical people. The Darts in Motion team are here moving tulips out of the way so you can see me on the camera. I mean, this is how technical it's becoming.
Yes, it is. But these technical things make it possible for us on a fairly low budget to bring darts to the masses. Yeah. And we need the people to watch the darts to attract any sponsorship or whatever to keep moving forward as a sport. And darts is very good to look at television or at the stream. People will stay to look at the darts. And we need to have more events like this, broadcasted in a way like this, to make it available for lots of people.
It's absolutely wonderful, and we've asked for questions on Twitter to NDB Darts, but what we've been inundated with our compliments on the coverage and the hard work that the NDB have put in on this event. It's the start of a great weekend.
137.
And as we praise the NDB, we must praise your Dutch player there in Floortje van Zanten. A great shot to leave the double 12.
18.
So to take control of this match, a match that will decide the second place team in the group. We know that Scotland have won the group.
No score.
The runners-up of the group, the winner of this match, will move into the semi-finals.
Olaf not on an outshot this moment, so Floortje gets back to throw for the 24 and the 3-1 lead. Yes, there it is.
In the forward line for the Netherlands.
Next game up, Angela de Waard against Eileen de
Please
Graaf.
welcome for the fifth flag from Ireland, Angela de Waard. From the Netherlands, Eileen de Graaf.
Marco took the words out of your mouth there, Simon.
Yeah. Wanted to beat him once.
I'm still trying to think about those great international sides of the past. It's very difficult to look past England as far as a group of players. I mean, you had Europe Cup teams back in the early 90s of Eric Bristow, John Lowe, Phil Taylor and Bob Anderson. That's just remarkable.
Great names.
Yeah.
And great history amongst them.
Hall of Famers all playing together. Yeah. And to be fair, as you mentioned, England have been sport for choice, certainly since I've been involved in darts, and even despite the split between the BDO and the PDC, the BDO, when they look at a four-man team, you've had the likes of Martin Adams, Andy Ford and Mervyn King, John Walton. You know, it's just sensational level. You've had some great Dutch teams yourself. I mean,
41.
You had Barneveld, Scholten, Stompy all on the same team, and
Yep. But it was back then. I think the Dutch team had the same problem as
57.
the English. It wasn't that good of a team amongst themselves. They were very good players and very high on the ranking, and they could perform great. But as a team, it wasn't that close as the teams of the later years are. And that's all about also the stars in your team. Do you have 2 or 3 stars?
a bit like you get in soccer, you know, on the
57.
football. Yeah, do you build it around one player or do you play as a team? Look, we all know the politics exists in darts. It's the one area I really wish politics didn't come into, and that's the international game. I would love to see, doesn't matter what organisation you choose to play your competitive darts in, when it comes to international darts, if you're Dutch, you can play for Holland. If you're English, you can play for England. And I know for a fact, speaking to all the players across both sides of the divide, there's nothing they enjoy more than playing for their country.
It's a very difficult topic. It's there's a lot of history, and we have to get rid of that. We as a NDB always say it has to be about darts, not about politics, not about PDC or not about BDO, not about the WDF, not about the NDB. It has to be about darts, and we have to make decisions which are best for darts. And that's why we do things like the streaming like this. We want to bring darts to the people, and we want as many people playing darts. And when you begin at a low level, at the youth or as an adult.
27.
But you can play everywhere you want. And if you become a very good player, you have your choices. But you have to get experience to get there on a very high level. And we as an NDB have to provide 39. In that. We have to embrace the youth. We have to embrace the people who want to be at the top. And we have to help them. We want to help them.
And the ironic thing overall is, if you look at darts, if you step out of the politics and look at darts overall, it's in very, very good shape. With regards to the work that the BDO, the PDC, the NDB, the England Darts Organisation, the newly formed Ladies Darts Organisation. If you combine it all together, our sport is in good hands.
There's great opportunity, and
57.
We should learn to share more, I think.
If only. So, 1, 2, 4 is on. The bullseye, Angela de Ward.
99. The Netherlands require 148.
A big finish for Eileen.
Well, this is a huge moment in terms of this match and the direction it's heading. Can Angela tidy up this 25? Oh, it's the big number missed again. So, single 3. Well, shot still on, yeah, double 1.
No score. The Netherlands require 108.
It's unbelievable tonight, the amount of trebles that have been hit going for singles. Now 108, she likes the 19s route here, the treble, single leaves double 16. What a steal this would be.
Yeah,
fantastic
wow.
Darts, absolutely
there
brilliant
it is.
from Aileen de Graaf. That's not the match quite yet, Simon, but 4-1.
I think this is a deciding leg, a deciding finish from Eileen.
Yeah.
It's great for the spirit amongst the ladies over there.
That's
great, and great for us.
Now, whatever happens here, we are going to play all 9 legs of this match. That's the rules of the group format, but just one more needed now for the Netherlands.
And Sharon Prince can bring it home. She has to play Caroline Breen.
Can bring it home.
Bring it home.
Okay, we won't start talking about the Netherlands against England until you get
Tomorrow.
to 5 legs. No, we can talk about it once you get to 5.
We'll do it. Well, Sharon has an advantage in she has to play the next 2 legs, So she has to win one of them.
Six like as the Netherlands is throw first. Game on.
So, this a key leg for the weekend as a whole for the ladies team of the Netherlands.
44.
They're moving the tulips again, Richard.
Very technical. Oh, what a great start. Caroline, she's been up and down so far today.
60.
Seems to be one of those players capable of great stuff and at the next moment can't find a dart in the 20, but this is what she's all about.
80.
A 140 followed by 80. Young Sharon Prince here made a debut at the Lakeside World Championships in January after coming through the international playoffs.
81.
So that experience, oh, well, that's invaluable, isn't it? She wants to bring it in here, though. The nerves can really start jangling,
60.
Simon, and I'm not just talking about you. If the Irish girls reel in a leg or two.
Yeah, it's very important for Sharon to win one of her two legs. She's playing two legs after each other. That's an advantage, I think.
That's a very good point.
And she has to win one of them.
60.
Something that's been baffling me all day, why legs 7 and 8 are played in that order. I would just switch them round so nobody plays 2 games in a row, but that's the way it comes out.
Yep.
60.
We do have a player each match in legs 6 and 7, playing 2 consecutive. Three ladies a team will play each other, of course.
Okay.
60.
Sharon needs a good score now.
Now Sharon started this leg. It's been a great leg. Caroline Breen, 101. If she doesn't have a shot at a double, she wants to make sure she leaves one. 82 left. Will she go for the bull or the treble 14? Yep, treble 14 is what she tried. 68 left.
49. The Netherlands require 111.
Can she do the same thing as Eileen? Hitting a big finish.
The treble 17 is there. Double top for the match.
71.
Unlucky. 52 for Caroline.
52.
So, to stay in this Six Nations.
Double tops. 2 10s.
42. The Netherlands require 40.
Another chance for Sharon to win this match for Holland.
Yeah, that's game shown in the 6th leg for the Netherlands.
5 legs, 1 on the trot. Very important for us, very important for these 3 ladies. Improving on the night, very good.
So now we can start talking about a semi-final. England won the other group. The Netherlands runner-up in this one. They will meet on Sunday in the semi-finals. Do you think it'll be the same 3 girls for the Netherlands that will be playing?
That's up to the coach, that's not up to me. And that's up to the ladies amongst themselves.
Do the ladies have a say? Do the ladies have some say in who plays?
Karen had a say in her early in her this evening to be out of the squad. But it's also the team has to decide. A coach is very important in that, and ultimately the coach is deciding. But you have to inform your people.
I mean, England have got the same, let's call it a problem. It's a lovely problem to have, isn't it? When you have to choose between Trina Gulliver, Dita Hedman, Lorraine Farley, Melissa Ashton. So
it's a luxury problem.
What a lovely dilemma to wake up with in the morning. Which 3 should we pick to play?
Yeah. Should be numbers in a hat, I think.
Draw it out of the hat, that would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they do it.
Maybe, I don't know. Can ask them tomorrow. There's a question from Hibble Morgan. I don't know if I pronounce it right.
Well, it's Howell.
Howell.
A lovely Welsh name, that.
He asks us, can you tell us what happened to the likes of Hunselaar, De Boer, Kroppen, Mollema, etc.? Are they still playing? Well, Francis Hunselaar retired from the Dutch team, but still is playing now and then in some tournaments. Kroppen, well, she is in the Dutch squad. She isn't playing tonight, but she is in the Dutch squad, so still going strong. Mieke de Boer is still playing at tournaments. She just was on the Dutch Open. She played there, but not playing that much. She's got a young child. That's more important than playing darts at this moment. And Carla Mollema is also still playing darts, performing better. The last few years she was struggling, but she's coming better and better last year.
Yeah, Carla is one of those players I was expecting to see a lot more of.
Yeah. As a youngster, she was great.
Yeah.
She was top of the world, I think. But she lost it a little bit. And, well, she had some difficulties with her game, but now it's coming up again. So that's promising.
Another strong Dutch lady. I mean, I think last season she may have been your highest ranked, Tamara Schuur.
Yep. Tamara is performing very well on the international circuit last half year, I think. She, in the Scandinavian, she did very well. But she's also a force to be reckoned with.
78.
For the ladies, it's very good that Lakeside will be having 16 ladies next year. And a lot of Dutch girls are looking forward to that.
Well, I think a lot of ladies are all around Europe, especially.
But it's for the ladies, it's also a motivation to play internationally, because there's a promise. There's a promise. If you play good, you can go to the Lakeside. And
yeah, for years there's been such a thin slice of the cake for everybody, and now it's opened it up a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
19.
I know the first time I walked into the Lakeside Country Club, the goosebumps were mile high. It's such a great venue, such a great atmosphere. Tops for Sharon.
Yeah,
wow, another great finish.
From the Netherlands.
120, 106 finishes back to back. Great darts.
Well, that is the sort of stuff that she was producing at the Lakeside. I have to agree with you though. The Lakeside for me, in terms of atmosphere, it's not as big as so many venues. But, you know, that goes against it purely because you can't get the numbers in. But to watch darts, it's my favourite venue, without a doubt.
It is. It is, and I think it's if they move the event to another place, it will lose its magic.
Yeah.
Because the country club, that's the place you want to be as a dart player, and never mind where you're playing it in the PDC, the WDF, or whatever.
That's right.
You have to be at the Lakeside Country
Now,
Club.
I know a lot of players, whether they're PDC, I mean, as you say, or retired, they'll talk about Lakeside was the place to play.
Yeah.
You know, aside of anything else, you don't have to get into the politics. It's just about the venue.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It was my 20th year there this year. I went as a fan in 1994 and started working there in 2002 on the spotting. So 20 years I've been in that venue.
Well, I've been there twice.
You're catching up.
Yeah, but the first time I was in 2007 when Niels, our director now, played in the semis.
Oh, those were the days, Niels.
Mm-hmm. And the last time was when Christian Kist became world champion.
98.
That leads me straight into a question. We've got a couple more legs to cover all things Dutch darts. Christian Kist had a few problems throughout his year as world champion. With, I think, his bursitis, a problem in his joints. Is it in the elbow or the wrist?
I don't know the English word for it.
No, nor do I.
But he's got problems in his joints, I think.
Yeah.
And well, he's struggling a bit, but also struggling, I think, with a bit of motivation. In just 1.5 years, he reached the top because he entered in the ranking events, which were hosted by the NDB. That's the way he came into the Dutch squad. And because he came in the Dutch squad, he was allowed to play at the Women's World Masters, but more important, at the qualifying for Lakeside.
Yeah.
He qualified for Lakeside, and then he won the Lakeside. So that was a fairy tale coming through. But that was also, I think, a mental thing. It's very difficult to become world champion, to deal with all expectations. Because you have to be everywhere, and he isn't a guy who wants to be the middle point of attention. He wants to keep it low key, and you can't if you are a world champion. So that's things he's struggling with, I think, next to his body, which is also struggling now and again with some illness.
Well, I remember talking about 20 years ago at Lakeside, John Part won it in 1994. Now, we all know what a great player he's become. 3 times world champion. But from winning it in 94, he didn't reach another world final until 2001. So there is that time of transition. It may take Christian a while. It's not to say it's all finished, but like you say.
But saying that, last Europe Cup in Turkey, he was the only guy who was there in 3 finals, singles, couples and team. So he can perform, and he can produce marvellous darts.
He had a great Grand Slam as well, which will lead me on to our next question on the completion of this leg. Oh, it's double one.
No score.
So turning into a convincing win here for the Netherlands. On the completion of this leg, we will play one more.
43.
And we'll talk about a couple more of the Dutch
62.
stars.
Double 16?
Yes,
Yes, 7-1
for the Netherlands.
for the Netherlands.
Ninth and final leg, please welcome from Ireland, Caroline Breen, from the Netherlands, Eileen de Graaf.
So Simon, I mentioned that Grand Slam tournament. Christian Kiss played very well there. But what about Raymond van Barneveld picking up a TV title? Who would have thought it would have been 5 years, 6 years? You know, 2007, I was there when he beat Phil Taylor in that final. He went up to the PDC #1, became UK Open champion, Las Vegas Desert Classic champion. Suddenly, nothing. 5 years later, the 5 years it took him to win another title, he seems a new man again.
It's a strange game. And you have to enjoy your game. As a darts player, if you go to work as a darts player and you don't enjoy your work, then you lose something.
41.
And I think that was what happened with Raymond. It was becoming work. He wasn't having fun anymore, and that will show in your game.
So it wasn't an issue of talent. It wasn't a case of that. It was just.
133.
Well, there are only a few people with the talent Raymond's got. Raymond can go on holiday for 3 weeks,
16.
don't bring his darts, come back, and first 3 darts are 180. He can play darts, but it's also a game of consistency, on wanting to win,
Motivation, yeah.
and motivation.
71.
Yeah.
Someone who has that in abundance right now is the sensational Michael van Gerwen. Absolute joy to watch.
Yeah.
When he came on the scene back in 2006, he was my favourite player from that moment on, purely as a dart player to watch. And a few of us, there's a small club of us that have been telling the world that he will
95.
come good again. And it's finally happened, Simon. So from a Dutch perspective, it must be great to see the young man in such tremendous form.
Well, it's great to watch a young boy of 17 growing to a mature guy who can win anything he wants to. And last year he played tremendously. And if his first dart hits the treble, the other 2 will follow as quick as you can blink your eyes. And that's a great thing to watch. And his motivation, his joy of the game. And then that's talking about
41.
motivation and joy.
The Netherlands
He
in
shows
record
you
of
joy.
114.
Well, I think we can safely say that Dutch darts is in good hands, both on the men's side, the ladies, the BDO, the PDC, wherever you look.
39.
And at the heart of it all, the NDB, they're putting on the show here this weekend at the 6 Nations on the little island of Texel. We're going to be here all weekend.
85.
We're going to be back online, aren't we, at 10 o'clock in the morning.
We wanted to give the the Britain teams a home feeling. So we went to an island.
Shot and a nightlife for the Netherlands.
Well, we've certainly got a home feeling because the Netherlands emphatically are through to the semi-finals of the Six Nations.